Sorry. Gross. I'm fucking disgusting. I've never been more disgusting than I think something about Park Studios makes me share probably the most disgusting parts of myself.
It's the boys club.
Yeah, I mean,
Real frat house over here.
No, I feel like I walk through this door and I grow a dick.
That's really gross.
Well, I don't know. Man up, don't be such a pussy about it.
Don't be such a pussy. I have a dick now.
You should put the mic closer to your face.
Why?
Because you like phallic symbols near your mouth. Because you're gay!
Wow.
I'm a bro, folks. We're here to bro down. Welcome to Find Your Beach podcast, where we bro down every fucking Monday.
If you guys could just save this as a separate file called divorce evidence, I would love that. That'd be really cool.
You can't, because in this divorce evidence, Andy is drinking a coffee that I got for him because I'm a nourishing, kind soul.
You don't even know how to say wife.
I know how to say wife.
How's it going?
How's it going?
Yeah.
It's fine. I mean, I was thinking about this earlier. Of course, my manager's calling me now at 8:30 p.m.
Don't answer.
What? I am.
No.
I'm going to answer. He's on the podcast. Alex, you're on the podcast.
Oh, no.
Well, this is what happens when you say you're going to call me back 15 minutes later and you call me back an hour and a half later.
Wow.
To be fair, I said 30, and
Yeah.
it's been about an hour and 45 minutes. So, I want to get off the podcast, so I will let you do your thing and then call me after.
Okay. All right. Well, it's already on and it's going.
My podcast.
It's live. So
Hoxamea.
bye.
Thanks. Bye, guys.
Wow, guys.
And that is how you dom your manager.
Rosebud is really, she's cranked right now. She's got
Fucking cranked up.
She's got album brain going. Even though this will be released post-album,
Yeah.
Rosebud has album brain. I would say that Rosebud has kind of got Baby in the Box energy.
I do.
She's being a real fucking
full
tyrant.
Baby in the box energy. I'm all day long. I was just like jacked. I was ready. I was an agent of chaos. I was walking around the New York City streets looking for an outfit to wear on my taping. I got myself some 90s jeans. They suck all the air out of my lower stomach and it's fine and I'll get through it.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, it was
They're
nice.
squeezing me so hard that I can barely, I mean, if I pee, it's because of the jeans that I wore. You know?
mean pee while you're recording your special?
Yep.
That's okay. I didn't know that was on the table, but good to know.
It's my closer.
So we should probably tell people, because we got some new listeners, we should probably tell them what the Baby in the Box is.
Yeah. I don't know. If you're new to the podcast, you've probably heard us talking about the Baby in the Box. And if you haven't gone back and listened to the beginning episodes of this podcast, we'll give you a little revised history.
So when we started the podcast, I don't know if you guys were HBO Plus or whatever members, but there was a program called The Outsider. And The Outsider featured a kind of timeless evil.
Yeah.
Just like a centuries and centuries old.
Just this sort of
evil,
energetic evil spirit.
Yeah, like a possessor called El Cuco. Mm-hmm. And El Cuco assumed different forms and ate children, which we get behind. We support that 100%.
We support that. We got no problem with that.
That's a platform that we're behind.
That's totally fine.
Yes. We were actually hoping that we could have a child someday to sacrifice to El Cuco. But
because that's how powerful the spirit was. We watched this show and we were like,
also,
what can we
get
give?
Benefits. Like whatever organization you work for, they send you a check every month if he eats your kid. It's kind of part of the deal.
Really?
And
I don't remember that from the show.
Yeah, it's like an army stipend kind of thing. Like, I don't know, $1,100 a month or something like that. But if you like retire, that's still a pretty significant amount of money, especially if you have Social Security.
Yeah, it's like a little stimmy check, you know?
And also, you grease the GoFundMe right around the child's death.
Absolutely.
You just,
so you throw that up.
We have to get ivory coffins, you know?
Yeah.
Anyways, probably a little dark. But So around this time, we're like very inspired by El Cuco, and we were down by the LA River, and we found a box.
And it wasn't just like a box. It wasn't like a cardboard box or anything. It was
a quiet
chest.
box.
It was a little bit of a chest.
It was the quiet box from The Quiet Place.
It had that feeling of a like an ancient, important,
Like an ark, like a covenant.
It looked like it had been built from pieces of the ark, and I
Yeah.
do mean that in the biblical sense.
Do you mean the Noah's Ark?
Of course.
Yeah.
Who else
yeah,
is?
That's what I thought too.
Yeah. So we saw it. It was sort of that had cast iron.
Trivets. Let's just say that.
That's
I don't even
trivets.
know. I don't think that's the
absolutely
right
trivets and locks and
word. Buckles.
buckles and flourishes and
A lot of fleur de lis on it. I don't know what that meant.
a lot of fleur de lis.
Maybe a Montreal
French
hockey fan kind of thing. Yeah.
So
Separatists.
so we decided let's take this home.
Yeah. We just wanted the box. It was like it would have made a great coffee table
Yeah.
or chest.
Yeah, it's sort of like in a college dorm room, but still.
Or if you're going for like a
That
boho,
explains our
a
aesthetic.
boho chic kind of thing.
Yeah. So we brought it home and we opened it.
And wouldn't you know, an infant.
An infant.
There was an infant in the box,
Little baby.
and I was
Innocent, little sweet baby boy.
like, I think we should probably give it back. And then Rosebud
And I was like, to the river?
yeah, like to the river. And I was like, well, I don't know what to do. And so we
I
decided.
said, why don't we have fun with it?
Yeah, why don't we see what happens?
And
is
I-
what Rosebud said.
Yeah, and I didn't know that when I said like let's have fun with it, Andy would decide to do experiments on the baby.
Yeah, and like everything is legal in parts of China, so it's not like that weird of an experiment to do. But I did like sync up kind of like a computer chip type of thing to its nervous system and built it an exoskeleton.
And we downloaded
Basically,
our
the internet.
intelligence.
Yeah, the internet, just the common intelligence. If you guys have ever seen Lawnmower Man, that kind of situation.
Yeah, we downloaded all of the intelligence of the internet into the baby in the box. And it turned on us.
Yeah, it turned on us. It was like, what do they call that when all of like the sentient technology, like there's a, do you guys know what I'm talking about?
Like when the robots take over?
Yeah, but there's like a term. It's like a point.
Well, it was when the robots take over. That's what you mean.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't matter now.
Yeah. It was a robot revolution.
It was Robot Revolution. The tech
But inside of a
bonded.
body.
It was
that-
kind of like Vision from WandaVision.
Yeah.
It was like Vision, just
but
basically
in a baby's body
And
and evil.
Yeah, he basically found kind of the dark web, and he kind of embraced that, and he became like an irony bro,
A little like
fucking edgelord.
QAnon baby.
Yeah, he's fucked, and he started fucking. We had a lemon tree that we were like really watching after because
We were staying in LA. We were subletting an apartment from a nice poetic couple. And by poetic, I mean like they were probably both poets.
They used salt as deodorant, most likely.
Yeah. And they had a lemon tree in their backyard. And the baby in the box
Tried to attack it.
tried to attack it and then tried to attack us with its fruit.
Yeah,
Every time we would go in the backyard to try to teach Mouse how to pee,
pelted
pelted with lemons.
with lemons. Yeah,
Just we'd come back inside with welts
Yeah.
on our head. And
divots.
yeah,
We had divots, you guys.
I had dimples where I don't. This dimple on my right side,
Yeah,
that's from getting pelted with a lemon.
that was a bloody day.
Yeah.
And it wasn't a Sunday. It was a Monday. It was called that Bloody
Disgusting.
Monday.
Yeah. And so we locked the baby in the box and we buried it in the backyard.
Yeah. And then kind of like a couple days later, just a hole. We thought we had kind of gotten rid of that ancient evil. And
It came back.
it got out. And basically ever since then, we've been kind of on the run.
Yeah.
It's geolocated us a few times. We've had to kind of set up like VPNs to talk to our family.
We've had to throw out our laptops,
Yeah.
get new ones, trade them in.
One time I had to jump off the Staten Island ferry.
Yeah.
And it was November.
Crazy.
Yeah.
I'm surprised he's alive.
Yeah, luckily I carry a blow-up stand-up paddleboard with me. So
Yeah, in his back pocket at all times.
it's the size of a...
But this is how we have to live now because of the baby in the box. And, you know, I mean, do I feel some motherly instinct towards it? No.
No, why would you? It's an evil child.
It's an evil child. If you took a wolf and a bear and a jaguar and you put it all inside of a baby.
I was going to say a wolverine, a hyena, and a bobcat.
Yeah, if you want to be more specific.
And also, here's another fucked up thing about it is that Mouse, little baby Mouse.
Mm-hmm. This is where it gets tragic.
When we gave her a cell phone right around when she went through heat, because she was like not allowed outside, so we're like, hey, here's a cell phone. You can talk to your
what it
friends.
was is I caught her smoking cigarettes with the pigeons at the bodega.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's it. All right. We're giving you a cell phone. I have to know where you are. I'm going to get your geolocation so that you're not fucking around and lying to us.
Anyways, she sets up a TikTok account, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, you guys know my friend Bitbee? And I was like, no, I don't. She was like, well, that's his name. I know it's weird, but he's like really cool. He can fly. He's got an exoskeleton. And I was like, hold on 1 second. Go back a few words. Exoskeleton?
Huh?
And that's when we took away Mouse's cell phone. But they'd already made contact. And
who knows what the hell the baby in the box put in her mind. I mean, I'm pretty sure that they co-wrote Mouse's first rap song.
Yeah.
You know, when she came up with that, she came up with like a name for herself, Lil Meezy. And she decided she was a rapper. And what was the song?
I feel like it was so traumatic.
It was like Little Pussy or something.
Yeah, I'd have to go back and look at the video of it.
My Pussy Hurts. Something like that.
Yeah, it was something, My Pussy Rap or something like that.
Yeah, anyway, it was really disgusting. And I'm pretty sure the baby in the box wrote it with her, knowing.
I think he produced the beat.
Knowing that it would fuck with us.
Yeah.
You know, because Mouse was getting the love that he never got because he was locked in a box and buried in our backyard.
Yeah, it was kind of like, it was almost like the Twilight movies where Mouse was Bella and the baby in the box was like a non-benign Edward. Do you guys know what I mean by that?
Yeah, it means dangerous.
Shout out if you're above 35 and you are strongly versed in the Twilight movies. Please just sound off in the comments. I definitely was in a hotel room in Canada one time and the first one came on and I was hooked. I'm not going to be able to walk that one back. But I did go to the final one. I went to it in theaters with my little sister Liza.
Well, that's cute.
Who's having a baby girl.
Yeah, because you took her to see the Twilight movies too soon in her adolescence.
Yeah.
And now she's pregnant.
Well, that was the one thing that I think I did a pretty good job of because I never told her what to do. I would call her friends losers, you know, if they were like dirt. She had a lot of dirtbag friends because she's kind of, you know, she's working class white. A lot of kids with white kids with big earrings and fades, if you know what I mean.
You mean you in middle school?
Oh, so much worse. So much worse.
Okay.
Like they really committed to the bit. Like they drive Cutlasses now.
Yeah.
But I always said when she would leave for something, I would go, don't get pregnant. Whatever you do, you can come back from, but do not get pregnant. That's the one thing. And when she graduated from grad school, I said, you can get pregnant.
That's the first thing you said to her?
I said, go ahead, get pregnant. You got a master's degree.
Yeah, why not? Go for it. You're in debt. Have a baby.
She's not in debt. She works at Amazon.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
God damn.
She got promoted.
What the fuck, Andy?
She's killing it.
Anyway.
I'm going to see if we can get free Prime.
So that's the story of the baby in the box. And now you don't have to go back and listen to all the beginning episodes to find that out. But I still suggest that you do.
And that's also the story. You know, when we started this podcast, things were not looking good. Like we had no idea where the pandemic was going to go. And also, I mean,
we kept making jokes about
like we thought that
looting.
we thought we needed the lemon tree for calcium. You know,
Yeah.
that was really our main. We were talking about hoarding water. We needed bleach wipes. We needed PPE, and we needed calcium.
Yeah,
you know?
and we talked about looting, and we talked about throwing cans at looters.
Yep.
That came in our yard, and then literally everything that we sort of made jokes about happening ended up actually happening in the real world.
Yeah.
Like race riots, looting,
Elections.
protests, election fraud.
Yeah.
Like everything that we were joking about, like actually became a real thing.
And by the way, we want to be on the record right now. We do think Joe Biden was elected illegally. We want to go on the record to say we at Find Your Beach think that was an illegal
And
election.
we are not saying that to appease the baby in the box.
And our true president is Bernie Sanders, Vermont Senator Bernie Sanders.
Okay.
So just so everybody knows, Rosebud
everybody
doesn't
knows.
agree on that part.
No, okay. Well, we're not going to get into politics
She thinks it's
again.
Marianne Williamson.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I wanted a witch as president.
Yeah.
And it's sad that we don't have a witch, you know?
I know.
But,
Speaking of witches, we just finished WandaVision. What a great program.
Yeah.
If you haven't seen it, it's pretty cool. If you know what I mean.
Jesus Christ. Let's not get into movie reviewing, okay?
Elizabeth Olsen.
Shut up. Shut up, Andy.
Yeah, yo, yo, yow.
Shut up.
What? What are you talking about?
You're a loser.
That's not what I said.
Elizabeth Olsen saw you, actually. I sent her a picture, and she was like, is that one of my sisters? So, shut up. Oh, Anita's calling. Your mom's calling. Pick up. Put her on speaker.
Hey, Mom, you're on speaker.
Well, I wanted to speak to you privately.
Oh, okay. Can I call you a little later?
You can call me a little later. But
Is it about my
what's new with you
birthday?
guys?
We're just recording the podcast right now.
Oh, okay.
You weren't calling about that question I had about my anal bleeding, right?
I never heard the question.
Okay, well, I'll ask it later.
All right.
I love you.
I know. Bye.
And that's why Andy married me.
Oh, I know. Bye.
That's exactly what I say when you say I look pretty.
Since I was a little kid, can you imagine just the most cherubic little boy?
I love you, Mom.
Came home with his little
I know.
project. Mom, I wrote you an Easter card. Thanks. Did you cut the ferns? Never look at a fern the same way. Couldn't eat a fiddlehead salad if I wanted to. I gag.
Oh, I love Anita. She cracks me up.
And
She's my kind of lady.
We're still gonna have. We're gonna have to adjust the day of the. We're gonna have to adjust the day of the VI Beach because Rosebud's itinerary changed a little bit.
The VI Bistro.
VI Bistro, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, we are going to still do the VI Bistro at the end of the month.
I think it's
but
gonna be
it's
Tuesday
going to
the
be later.
23rd.
It's gonna
Tuesday
be
the 23rd.
Can you? God.
Tuesday the 23rd.
Oh,
What are you mad about?
nothing. It's just like every time I talk, you just talk over me.
You think so?
Yes. Not every time. I apologize. My therapist wants me to stop referring to things in absolutes.
Yeah.
He says that's what children do.
Yeah.
You always do this. You never do that. That's what children do.
I know.
And I have to stop.
Okay. Well, now that we've crossed that river, now that we've forded that Rubicon, let's move on to the topic at hand.
Which was what?
The thing that we want, we talked about it in the car. We were going to bring it up right now.
Oh, yeah. We were going to,
We were going to,
talk about it and then expand on it
we
and
were
then
gonna-
riff about
we
that.
kind of had this whole thing that we're going to talk about.
Yeah, it was a big deal.
And
And I just
slip in your mind.
slipped in my mind.
See, because here's the thing. I had low electrolytes earlier. And so I said, please remember this because I am not going to be able to.
I feel like you've had low electrolytes your entire life.
Whatever. I swear to God, this anemic Andy Haynes bit, it is so false.
Is it though?
Okay, let's go to the woods right now. Let's
Why-
see who survives.
You want to see who survives
I
in the
don't
woods?
need water or food. I'll survive for days. I could do the Appalachian Trail right now.
You just said
Right
on the
now.
phone that you called your mom about your anal bleeding.
It was
earlier.
a joke. I was trying to get a
Was
rise
it?
out of her.
Was it? Because
My-
you spend a lot of time in the bathroom.
My butt stopped. I spend a lot of time in the bathroom because there's only one room in our house that I can go into and fart safely. And I
Well-
don't want to go into my farts again, but they do smell awful, okay?
Yeah. Yeah, they do.
They smell like the island that they buried the non-claimed people. Okay?
The COVID bodies?
Yes.
Jesus Christ.
Shelter Island or whatever.
What the fuck, Andy?
I don't know what's happening.
Good God.
I honestly, I'm kind of afraid to go to the gastroenterologist because I'm afraid he's going to be like, your stomach's full of tumors. like it's not good.
Well, if that is what he says, then he's going to be like, I wouldn't advise going to the woods anytime soon because you're not going to survive.
See, that's what I'm going to do. If they tell me that I just have like a terminal cancer, I'm going straight to the wilderness and I'm going to cure myself with natural flora and fauna. I'm going to lick slugs. I'm going to eat berries. I'm going to harvest roots. I'm going to put together concoctions. I'm going to bury myself for 3 days. I'm going to put stones up my butt.
You kind of look like a guy that does that shit already. Like you look like everyone I've ever seen in a health food store where I'm like, are they coming off a disease or are they just entering
coming off
one?
of a disease.
Yeah.
Coming off a disease.
Yeah.
The only
Are they,
reason
like,
I look
dismounting
unhealthy
from
right
cancer?
now is because I haven't gotten a lot of sun. Okay? But I'm
Okay.
going to go sit in a bed.
In a tanning bed.
Yeah, I'm going to bring some color back.
Oh, I thought you meant like a sick bed.
No, that'd be the hospital.
That's
I'm not going to go to the hospital.
okay. Well, you go to a tanning bed, they're going to be like, I think you're looking for a different kind of bed, buddy. You got to head over to the ICU.
Are you kidding me?
No, I'm
With
not.
all the things that you've gone through, how many times have I had to take medicine in the past month?
A lot of times.
You with your freaking
A lot of times.
sinus
You
infection
drink
the other
fucking vinegar every morning.
That's
weirdo.
good for your probiotics.
What?
It's good for your stomach flora, whatever.
Is it though? Is it working?
I don't know.
Okay.
I can't tell you.
I can tell you. It's not.
All right.
It's not working.
I gave up dairy. I don't know what I don't know what else I can give up.
I think you need to start eating meat again.
Really?
Yeah, I do. I think you need to start eating meat.
Sounds
And
dramatic.
it doesn't sound dramatic to me. I think it sounds like
Well, you eat meat.
it's like a normal thing to do. You eat meat, it's normal. Normal people eat meat.
So, Rosebud,
What?
if we're going to be real right now,
Yeah.
you're just about, I don't know if we can do this. You're just about to go record well, I guess we've talked about this a bunch. We're getting closer, though.
Yeah.
Your album's in a couple days.
Yeah, my album's in a couple days and I'm just like, I don't know if I've ever enjoyed anything I've ever made. I really don't.
Yeah. It's,
I think while I'm making something, I am miserable the whole fucking time. Then I get on stage, I do the thing, it goes well, it's over. I'm like, thank God that's fucking over. And I hate everything around it. Like I hate the booking the plane tickets and finding the outfit and scheduling shit and reaching out to this person and talking to this person. And like, I hate all of that shit. And then I get on stage and for an hour, I'm happier than I've ever been in my life. And then it's over. And a month later, I'm like, remember when I was like miserable a month ago? I'm like, I miss that.
Yeah, I can't wait for you to be done. One, because I want you to do it and have a good time and stuff, but also because you are so focused that it's like
It's like living with a ghost.
not a ghost. It's like living with like a CEO or something, or like a spy, or it's like you just have this very important thing that is all encompassing. It's like dominating every one of your thoughts. And I can't really be like, hey, I'm over here because I know what you're going through.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like
You've recorded an album. You know what it's like.
I was baked out of my mind the entire, I was probably high every day up until the album for 2 years.
That sounds great.
And I was high when I got on stage.
That sounds amazing.
Yeah, it was fun.
I would literally, this level of stress makes me want to relapse more than anything in the world.
Yeah, I've definitely had some envy of. I mean, I did last night go like, thank God I don't drink when we watched that documentary about the Sunshine Hotel.
Oh yeah, that was rough.
If you guys haven't seen this, it's a great documentary. It will not. It's weird because these guys. It's about a flop house. It's about one of the last flop houses on the Bowery, and these guys are all miserably mentally ill and alcoholic, drug addicts. But there's something beautiful about it too, like just the characters. I guess it's
every person in this documentary. What was it called?
The Sunshine Hotel.
The Sunshine Hotel?
Yeah.
And it's on Amazon?
Yeah, it's free with Prime.
So if you look this up, it's like every person in this documentary is the most interesting person I've ever seen in my life.
The best is like the narrator who's like the manager of the hotel, because he's got like he like played like backup for Sinatra in the 60s, and he was like handsome and talented, and they don't really talk about how he ended up there, but it's just like that old New York where you could just, I feel like there was like something kind of like back in the day where everybody's story kind of had the same amount of gravity.
Yeah, and it's like when you look at old New Yorkers and like old New York characters, there's a quality to all of them where they're kind of like they're just creatures.
Yeah.
You know, like there's New Yorkers that, like Fran Lebowitz she's a creature.
Yeah.
You know, there's something about her that's like
every one of these guys was a creature.
Yeah, they're like New York creatures, and even Dave Attell, he's a New York creature. You know, like they're creatures, and you can see them. They thrive at night, and like.
And I also feel like something that was beautiful about this kind of like antiquated form of celebrity, is that we never gave a shit about what kind of people they were. Like,
what do you mean?
Like, I don't want to go out and support Bill Cosby. That's not what I'm saying. But like, if somebody's like a dirtbag, but they're like an interesting dirtbag, I still kind of respect. You know what I mean? Like, it's like there's people in my life that are atrocious people, but they're entertaining and they're a good hang. You know what I mean? Like, they're not sexual predators, I think. I mean, some of them are probably like jury's out, but you know what I mean? We have friends that are absolute like narcissists and sociopathic, and you know, like, I mean, just with comedy and celebrity.
You're saying that the people in this movie were probably doing horrible things.
Well, they're paying people like, for sex. They're doing drugs. They've definitely left families behind for this life. Mm-hmm. They're like, you know, they've chosen this like kind of flop house life.
Yeah, there was that guy that was he had gotten sober, but he was still working as he was working the front desk in this hotel, and he was like, "Oh, I quit using." He's like, "But I'll hire somebody to suck my dick right over here by the underneath the desk."
He's like, "If I haven't gotten pussy in a month, that's a no-brainer."
He goes, "Who knows what I'm capable of?" Like, he's like this crazy fucking guy.
He's definitely got like former crackhead energy, which I really respect.
I'm actually pretty positive I've seen that guy in the rooms.
Yeah.
But he, but anyway, every person was really, really interesting, and the guy who works the desk most of the time, the one who played piano, he, at the beginning, you think like, oh, he's like probably the most stable of these guys. And then, and he doesn't seem like anything's wrong or anything. And then like slowly,
so normal,
at like probably like 45 minutes into this documentary, it starts talking about how he was writing letters to an executive at NBC for the last 40 years every week. And she'd never written back. She had actually left her job, and he just continued to write her letters, and then was saying that he receives messages through the TV.
Yeah.
That a couple of other channels had heard about his letters.
Yeah, and he could see the messages.
The TV was communicating with him, and he referred to this as the game. And he's like, every channel is part of the game, except for Channel 13. But they were in the game for a little while, and then they dropped off. And you're like, oh, he's batshit crazy.
Yeah, batshit crazy, nuts. But
And you just didn't even realize it until you're like, why is he there? And then slowly you start to go, oh, okay, this is.
yeah, I mean, I guess it also, like what I'm talking about earlier with like just letting people be dirtbags kind of. It's like, I used to have this thing when I was like real.
Andy's still trying to clean up the fact that he said he has friends who are.
You have the same
Sexual.
friends. You know you have some
I know,
friends
but I'm
that
not
are
the one on the
dirtbags.
podcast that went, I got friends that they've probably diddled some people.
You know you have some friends. We all have some friends that probably diddled some people, but you can't go out and be like, I think they diddled somebody. But when it comes out that they diddled somebody, you go,
That checks out.
That checks out. That makes sense. That guy was always a little lingery. There was a bunch of times I exited a bathroom and he was right by the door and I didn't really think anything of it now. But when it came up, I was like, oh yeah, he was always right outside the bathroom door. That's,
Yeah.
But I used to be like so self-righteous. And I, like when Trump got elected, we were all like, if you voted for Trump, I can have nothing to do with you, blah, blah, blah. But I've also hung out with some like, not necessarily Trumpers, but like some like devout Republicans. I mean, your whole Texas family's Republican.
Yeah.
They're fucking entertaining. Yeah. I mean, Rosebud's dad is a conservative, and
We were watching Peter Dinklage in I Care a Lot.
yeah,
And every time Peter Dinklage came on the screen, my dad was he would start laughing.
he'd start giggling.
He'd start giggling and he was like, and I was like, what is so funny? And he's like, it's a angry midget. And I was like, what the fuck, Dad? What the fuck's wrong with you?
Yeah, and like
And he just kept laughing about this. And I was like, well, there's no, what am I going to do? Sit down and like have a heart to heart with my dad who is going to be dead at some point. And I
there's no changing people at that
I'm not
age.
going to change my dad who's
You
like
just have to survive
67
them.
years old.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like my grandma, who was my dad's stepmom, actually. Like we were talking about her. She like had the biggest. For a woman, she held the world record for shooting the biggest bear and shooting the biggest moose. She flew like small planes around Alaska. She worked with wildlife. Like she was like just had this. She had 6 husbands throughout her life. Very interesting. She drank like a Tom Collins every morning at like 9:30 a.m.
It's very
like,
interesting how your dad was like, you would love her, Rosebud. She had 6 husbands
Yeah.
and she shot bears. And
Yep.
I was like, what do you think I am, Gary?
I don't think he's wrong, but
No, he wasn't wrong, actually. I was like, this woman
but
sounds
she
like a
was
hero.
racist, and it was like a bummer. Like I remember when I was a kid, and she would do she would like make me turn off Family Matters, and like obviously that's wrong.
Really?
Yeah, like not like the second it came on, but if she wanted to watch something and I was watching Family Matters, she would be like, "This isn't for us," or type of thing, and obviously. Like that's wrong, but I'm not gonna go like, Grandma, when you do that, you minimize people and they feel unseen, and I will not stand by. Like I just was like,
I mean, all you could do really
is not watch TV with Grandma and hope that she, doesn't get herself recorded.
all I can do with my dad is just be like, Dad, that's wrong. You can't do that. It's not funny.
And then you laugh because he keeps on doing it.
I was just like, Jesus Christ.
I used to have this friend, my best friend in high school. His dad was a very powerful lawyer, like a devout Republican, and purely based on money. Like he did not give a shit about. I think he was ethicless, but just a fucking character.
Mm-hmm.
And he used to drive me home from my friend's house drunk out of his mind. He'd have a drink in his hand, and the whole time he would be like all over the road, like looking back at me in the back seat with his drink in his hand.
The mic.
And he would be like, I'll give you $5,000 if you can get Zach to join the army. And I'd be like, what? It was just a crazy person.
I've been driven home like that by club owners.
Yeah.
Like after a road gig, they're like, if you need a ride back to the hotel, I could give you a ride. It's It's been an honor and a privilege having you here.
I had a comic one time I opened for this guy who was like just like a fossil of the 80s. He had like a suitcase full of props.
Yeah.
Like, and he got wasted and I had to drive him home and he tried to invite me up to his room. It was real. I feel for you ladies because it was real uncomfortable.
It's tough to say no, huh?
He was hot. No, I mean, it was just
Like, what else is in that suitcase?
how do you go like, hey, get the fuck out of my car, you old creep. Like, nah, no thanks, man. I'm good.
Yeah. You gotta play it cool. All right, well, that's this episode. I think we gotta wrap it up.
Happy 91st episode.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Happy 91st episode, everybody. From me and my dying husband. We love you. Wash your hands.
Don't lick your lover's eye.
And don't spit in their mouths unless it's a committed monogamous relationship. And, Jesus has said it's okay. Or whatever else, whatever other God.
Happy Passover to our Jewish friends.
Is that even the right date?
I think it's pretty soon.
Okay. Well, happy Passover. Bye.
Bye.